Healing the dark side of Black love is a sacred act. I think of it as holy. I think of it as God manifesting in the flesh to fulfill that which we can only fulfill together. Now, I have the privilege of being loved by an extraordinary Black man, okay? And I want to take a few minutes, sis, to talk to you about the benefit and the beauty of being loved by a Black man who's willing to heal with you, okay? Now, I'm going to talk this slow. You may want to take some notes. For all my brothers, my Israelites, my Moors, my Christians, my atheists, my trans, welcome, welcome, welcome. Know that you're loved here. Be gentle. I'm talking to the ladies, so let me do the talking. I'm good at this, okay? So, sis, girl, you may want to start tagging. And I'm serious. Go ahead and start tagging. Just go ahead and start tagging sisters because I'm about to go in and give you knowledge that you can use today. But all the Black men's in your life, your lovers and your brothers and your sons and your uncles, because it's something that we did not get taught. Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for loving my hair. I got a new stylist. It's coming. It's coming. It's coming. Okay. And I want to just preface this by stating that everybody is wounded. Don't it, some people can't admit it, some people can't, don't worry about it. But if you're willing, and the operative word here is willing, if you're willing, did I mention willing? If you're willing to win, if you're willing to be happy, if you're willing to be prosperous, if you're willing to thrive and soar, I'm willing. All that's required is willingness. Okay? If you're willing, if you're willing to know what it's like to be loved with no agenda, I invite you to stay with me. Stay with me. I have some things I want to share with you that are actually working. Okay? And it won't make any difference if you're closed. Okay? If you're open. Oh yes, fellas, you can definitely tag and share. Send your sisters, send your moms, send your lovers, send your wives, send them tag, tag, tag. Bring them. Okay? This is a profound conversation, and it's something that we don't talk about. Okay? But now we are. We haven't. So I just want to put that in there. So for those of you who are new to me, I've learned to say this. So people who've been around, forgive me. I'm Dr. Venus Opal Reese. Um, but people call my business thing is Hot Mess Millionaire. My story is simple and direct. By the time I was 16 years old, I was living on the streets of Baltimore, eating out of trash cans and sleeping in urine and beer. Okay? It was my ninth grade math teacher who literally saved my life. She was an answered prayer. Because of her tangible love, I eventually graduated from Stanford University with a second master's degree and a PhD. I have 4 degrees. I've grossed over 5 million in less than 6 years by bringing my research to market, specifically focusing on Black women. This is what's crazy. Focusing on Black women, you know, healing our way to our first million. Okay, so um, I'm a money chick, I'm a history chick, and I'm a God chick, and I talk a lot of shit. So be prepared for that. If you are offended easily, you should leave now, because I'm probably going to say something vulgar, crass, cuss, or streetish at some point. I promise you. There's more street in me than Stanford, and people get it confused when they hear doctor. They think medical, they think middle class. Nope, PhD and gutter. Very street, very street. Okay, so I just want to make sure you know that, so you're not surprised by my hedonistic ways. Okay, and I encourage you that if you're easily offended, leave now, because I'm going to say something at some point that's going to offend you. And I don't want you offended. So protect yourself from my street. Okay? Please leave. Just go away. And I'm saying that in love. I'm not putting you away. I just know that I know me. And I know when I get free, I say what I mean. And I don't want you offended. So my intention is to protect you by saying that. Okay? Now, what I want to talk to my sisters about today is the benefit and the beauty of being loved by a Black man who's willing to heal with you. So let me give some points in. You may want to write this down, sis. Make sure you're tagging. Oh, thank you. Thank you, sis. Sister sent me 200 stars. Love you. Need you, want you. Okay. So you may want to write this down. All right. And if you want to scribe it in and give it to other people, but it's really important. All right. Based in the beauty and the benefit of being loved by a Black man who's willing to heal implies there's a Black man who's willing to heal. Okay, so let's talk that through. All right, sis, and this brothers don't say nothing. My sisters, take the case And just take my trust me on this. Take the case that if there is a black man in your life that loves you, he is wounded. He may not even know he's wounded. Don't take it personal. Don't tell him he's wounded. Don't tell him he's wounded. He's just going to get grumpy because he doesn't understand what that word means. It could mean a lot of things to him that it doesn't mean to us. Okay? So let's just take the case for internal purposes that the brother's wounded. Okay? Now, wounded does not mean vicious. It does not mean abusive. It does not mean violent. It doesn't mean that. It means wounded. So I'm not talking about brothers who are so damaged and so jaded and so angry at what they've gone through that they take it out on you. I'm not talking about that group of black men. There are other groups of black men. Okay, so please do not say just because white supremacy, I'm cursing God, white supremacy wants us to believe that all black men are thugs and, and all the things. Okay, that's not the truth. There are amazing black men that you would never hear about because that's not how society is not set up to talk about the ones who are amazing. So please know that. Just because you don't see them circulate does not mean they're not there. Okay? Does not mean that. So let's just take the case that I'm not talking about black men who are jaded and abusive. So we're going to leave that group out of this conversation. Okay? So we're not talking about black men who are abusive. We're not talking about that group. So I don't want to hear any hate mail saying, oh, you're teaching us how to deal with the business. No, baby. I'm talking about the black men in your life who have demonstrated that they love you, that they're on your side, that they got your back. That's the group I'm talking about. Whether they're your son, whether they're your father, your uncle, doesn't matter. You know who I'm talking about. So please don't mince my words and turn it into something that it's not. It's not necessary. I promise you. There's enough things I can say that I'm going to say that's offensive. You don't even have to try to fix it. Okay? So that's the first thing. So we want to take the case that every black man that you know is wounded. And it's not personal to him. He was born into a condition. I need you to hear this. You and I were born into a condition, just like Jewish people were born into a condition, just like African people were born into a condition called apartheid. A Jewish people was born into a condition called Holocaust. Do you understand? Okay, Asian people, they were born into a condition called Hara-fucking-Shima. Okay, so I need you to understand that I'm always talking about historical and cultural moments in time. I'm not talking about a person. I'm talking about systems and society, sis. Okay, so I need you to understand that I'm never talking about one person because one person we could take one person, but we can't take a system. We can't we can't take a system. Okay, so I need you to get the assumptions in place. All right, that you and I, as black women, we were born into a condition because of our gender, our race, and because our bodies were turned into labor. I'm sorry, our bodies were turned into machines to produce the labor for the American dream. You and I know this intimately. Black men were born into a condition as well. And thank you for sharing. Thank you for tagging. Thank you, thank you, thank you. This is good. I can tell. Thank you so much. And thanks for the love. Thank you for the hearts. Love you for it. Black men were born into a condition as well. The condition they were born into, the best way I can say it in soft language is use me. Okay? So black men were born into a condition called use me. And the system, society has trained us to use him because he is brilliant, he's powerful, and his willpower. His will is ridiculous. The brother won't quit. It is a thing with them. And because of that, it can be monetized. It can be monetized, and that's what supremacy has done. So let's just take the case. We all have wounds. We were born into a condition that we did not have any choice in. Not a problem. Clear, 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 clear. Now, when it comes to the willingness part, here's what I want you to understand, sis. Make a note of this, and somebody holler at your girl, make sure I know it communicated, okay? When I say willing, I do not mean agree. Pray to God, please make sure that gets. I should tell y'all, I curse, I cry, I pray sometimes in the same sentence. I'm doing so good. I haven't done it yet. So I want you to understand that willingness does not mean agreement, okay? When a person is willing, what it means is they're willing to align with something bigger. If you think about when you have a kid, the parents have to align on what school that kid is going to go to. Does it make sense? They may not agree with the location, they may not agree with the travel back and forth, but they align with that child having that education and that network. Does it make sense? I'll let your girl let me make sure it makes sense. Okay. So I want to make sure this communicates because I can't get the other pieces in if this part doesn't get in first. Okay. So I don't need you to have him agree with you. Okay. That's not what I'm asking of you. I'm saying, is he the kind of man who's willing to align with you? Are you the kind of woman who's willing to align with him? That's different. Think about business. Think about how you have to align in order to move a project forward. Thank you, Susie. Love you for that, girl. Good looking out. Okay. She just confirmed that it's making sense. Okay. So, oh, and if y'all leave comments, please make sure you tie to the thought so I'll know what you're talking about. Because I get like, what do you say? Ha ha ha. Because please just say that way I can track you. Okay. So when I say a black man who's willing to heal with you, I need you to know what I'm pointing to is he is a black man who has demonstrated in his actions that he's got your back, whatever way that looks for you. Okay? He is a black man who is willing to tell you the truth, even when he's not going to be thought well of. Does it make sense? And he is a black man who's more committed to the future. God preach. Please help me feel. Oh, he's more committed to what can be than what used to be. Is that fair? If y'all can catch that, we can have this conversation. Okay? You got to get down with a brother who is future based, not past tense. That was preach, Lord. I don't know if that translated. Help me, Lord. You have to be with a brother who is more committed to the future than the past. And you, sis, have to be more committed to the future than the past. If you're more committed to the past, you can't move the future. Because you're going to keep bringing up the past. Does it make sense? No harm, no foul. That means if you keep bringing it up, that probably means you haven't healed it. That probably means you're a little vexed. Probably means you got some resentment going on. That means you have to heal that in order to build with him. Okay? Now, let me put this in. If you need to heal something, here's something you need to know. Thank you, Susie. Okay? Healing, the thing that makes healing useful, and I can't get into it all the way here, but I'm going to be doing an event in February called Healing with Him. It's a virtual event. It's a fundraiser for Black men in their mental wellness and this in terms of taking care of their inner man. So I can't get into it right here, but I want to get you started now. All right. And if you're interested in that, I don't have anything in place for it. Just keep following me. When I have it together, I'll tell you. Okay. But if you're out to heal something, the first step to healing anything, okay, the first step is awareness. Okay. You can't heal if you're in denial. You got to be aware that, oh my God, I'm vexed. Oh my God, I'm mad. I want to slap him. I want to push him into traffic. You got to get to the place where you're willing to be honest. You got to be aware. And once you're aware, you can start contending with, okay, am I more committed to making him wrong or to making money? Am I more committed to being right or being rich? Am I more committed to being right or being in a relationship that works? So since you got to work that out for yourself, okay? So thank you, Tia. Love you. I'm getting love today. So I hope I got those pieces in. So now here's the thing. If you have all those pieces in and you know you got a black man who's willing to heal with you in whatever capacity, son, brother, business partner, friend, lover, spouse, pastor, priest, pick your poison. Don't really care. All right? Girl, I had to go through all that to get to this. The beauty of being loved by a black man who and the benefit that's willing to heal with you is that you heal wounds you didn't know you had. They're not ready, Lord. They're not ready for this. God, how do I even help them understand what I just said? You and I, sis, we got wounds we don't know we got. We got wounds we don't know. There's the ones we know, the usual suspects, but then there's the other ones that undermine our relationships, that undermine our money, that undermine our power. Okay? And we don't see them because they don't scream. You see what I'm saying? They whisper. All right? So what's happening with me and the black man who loves me, he's amazing. Okay, okay. Okay, he is so dope because this is what he does. I wish I can't even. Yes, I can. So y'all ever? Yep, if you don't know, I have PTSD. Okay, I have some needs that are special, and because I have some needs that are special, I can go from a 0 to 100 real quick. And it doesn't mean I'm being fair. In fact, more likely, I'm not being fair. I'm probably just being reactivated, right? And so we were talking on the phone, and he made a joke that I thought was not funny. It happens. And I get frustrated, and my practice is to get off the phone because when I get frustrated, I don't want to say something bad. It's going to create damage. Okay. And he does this thing that's just beautiful to me. He says, okay, he gets off the phone with me. All right. But then he sends me these love notes. I almost want to read some. I'm not going to because it's not mine to share. But he sends me love notes. And he takes pictures of, it's the cutest thing. He takes pictures of me. He puts little love notes by them. And he starts speaking life into me. Okay. And so one of the things, he says everything beautiful, but he was like, I love you. You are perfect. You give my life purpose. So he just starts speaking life, right? And as I listen to his words or read his words, I realize that I haven't been involved with anyone, man or woman, in my life who has taken the time to understand me so they know how to talk to me. He has taken the time to understand how to talk to me, which lets me know I haven't been heard. I hope, so, sister, let me know if you caught that. I haven't had the experience of being heard. I've had the experience of being corrected. I've had the experience of being taught. You know what I'm saying? But being heard is when someone takes the time to get an understanding about how you see the world. And he does that in such a beautiful way that something over here with me softens. Sis, you and I, because of what we've experienced, because of the trauma we were born into and we've experienced personally and culturally, we're defensive. If you're anything like me, I'm defensive as fuck. Okay? And when I'm defensive, my words are short. I get impatient. I get critical. I don't think I'm being critical. I think I'm just telling the truth. But I'm actually tearing people down. Okay? And it's because I don't feel heard. Now, we have a historical wound as Black women, of women of African ancestry, of enslaved African women, of not being heard. Our screams weren't heard. Our no's weren't heard. So we have to get the last word in terms of when we're in survival mode. Does it make sense? Survival is flee, freeze, or fight. We fight with our words because we couldn't fight with our bodies. We wouldn't win that fight. Okay? So when we get grumpy, we get defensive. Thank you for the hearts. Yes, share. Our words become bullets and they rip people to shreds. If you're anything like me, some people don't fight with their words. Some people just leave. You know what I'm saying? It is acted out, right? But my point is, the more I'm heard, God, please let this broadcast keep going. I want to tell you so much, but I don't want to lose the connection. My point is, when the benefit of being loved by him is that I'm healing things that I didn't know were in the way. That's what I'm trying to say. I didn't know how annihilating my defense could be to him until he showed me mercy and he let me see the blood. Do you understand? He let me see what my words do to him. And I'm like, oh, baby, I don't want to hurt you. I would never hurt you on purpose. It would hurt me to hurt you. Do you understand? That's when you love somebody, it hurts you to hurt. And he refuses to hurt me. He's like, we're not doing it. No, I'm wrong. You will not hurt on my watch. And so my point is, there's a benefit and there's a beauty when you are letting yourself be loved by a Black man who's willing to heal with you. Now, I'm going to tell you a secret and then I'm going to get off the phone. Okay. And this one is worth waiting for. Write this down and go practice it this week. I was saying it to my women. Like I said, I'm doing an event called Healing with Him. I'm Black women acknowledging and humanizing Black men's trauma. Okay. It's coming up February the first weekend in February. Okay, stay close to me. I have no idea anything else, but stay close to me, and I promise you, we'll get it to you. Okay, and you can participate. It's a fundraiser. We're inviting comedians. We're inviting panelists. We're inviting whatever my team is doing. They're around here and they're killing the game. And these are all women who love Black men. And every woman who's supporting this in this movement has a Black man at stake. You know what I'm saying? So I have my Black man at stake, right? And so we're doing it as a love offering. It's nothing. It's not for money. It's for love. And we're going to raise money for two nonprofits that support Black men. My point is, I taught this to them last week. I want to give it to you, okay? And I'll be doing deeper teachings when we get together for the Healing with Him virtual event that's happening in February, okay? At the February 4th, 5th, or 6th, somewhere in there, okay? Mark your calendar now. Both male and women, men and women, mark your calendar, okay? But this is what I was talking to them about. Most Black women have been trained to believe, and God help me say this beautifully. I'm gonna do it as quickly as I can, but I got to get it in. That in order to be effective with a Black man, you have to stroke his ego. That's not it. They may even think that. That's not it. They may think that you've topped them off pretty good. Then that's it. That's not it either. And those things count, okay? And if your sex is on fire, I align. I'm here for it all day. But that's not it, okay? If you're at a place in your own emotional maturity, so this is for my emotionally mature chicks, and brothers, you can apply the flip. You can flip it the other way to sisters, right? And you have to be spiritually evolved to hear this, because you can't be wounded and implement this. It won't work. It'll backfire. Okay. You want to stop speaking to his ego. That's kind of child's play to me. To me, that's kind of young. All right. It's lazy. Okay. So stop doing that. What I prefer, and what I'm doing is I'm actually contending with not what I'm speaking, but where I'm speaking from. That was preach God. Let me say it one more time for the people in the back. I'm not focusing on what I'm saying. I'm focusing on where I'm coming from that would have me say what I say. Does it make sense? So if you think about it, Black men are walking outside, they leave the house or leave whatever, and they go outside into a hostile world, which means they're already defensive, just like you and I are, in different ways, okay? Thank you, Latanya, for letting me know that translated, okay? And because they walk out into a hostile world, they're already defensive, and they have to have this defenses up. It makes sense. Who wants to get shot, okay? So they're already predisposed to defend themselves, to course correct, to set the record straight, whatever way they do it. Do you see what I'm saying? So when they get to you, the Black woman who says she loves them, I'm not talking about the ones who don't. That's not we don't talk to them. We let them be, we give them to God. That's not ours. We love them and give them to God. But if you say you love them and you speak to him from the perspective of he doesn't like it, he didn't mean it, he doesn't have credibility, he's wrong, he doesn't do what he says. If you come from that perspective, you're going to evoke 400 years of defensiveness. Do you understand? You're going to catch hell because he is wired to defend himself because he's used to being attacked. Does it make sense? Please, someone holler at your girl. Let me know if this is making sense, because I'm not going to go any further if this is not communicating. I need something for somebody. Okay, it's making sense? Okay. So you have to start to contend with not what you're saying, but what's having you say what you're saying. Does it make sense? So for example, real petty one. My guy, he's crazily beautiful. He won't let me take out the trash. I don't know what that's about. I've always taken out my trash. It's no big deal, right? But he didn't take it out when I thought he said he was going to take it out. Now, my first response is, dude, what's good? Why you didn't take the trash out, right? But that implies that I didn't believe him. Please let me know that translates. If I say, why didn't you take the trash out? Can you see I'm saying the come from is I didn't believe you. That's different than if I say, oh my God, check it out. The trash is not gone yet. Do you need to know where the trash bags are? Can you hear the come from is He's going to do it, and he may not know where the trash bags are. That's not wordplay. That's really a different kind of energy. It's a different energy. I'm asking a question, not making an assertion. I know it sounds basic, but it works. Try it out this week. Instead of saying you didn't wash the car, or instead of saying how come you didn't, say notice where you're coming from and ask yourself, what must be my point of view that I'm saying that to him? Thank you, Janie. Got caught it. And if you can find out, if you can identify what's your come from, your point of view, you can shift it. Do you see what I'm saying? You can shift it. Give it a shot. Let me know how it goes. And I'm saying, if you shift your come from, he will walk through walls for you. He will walk on fire. He will slay dragons. He will produce in ways you cannot see, because the only thing he wants to do is please you. The only thing he wants to do is take care of you. You are his reason. You are his reason. And you got to know that in your bones. Okay? If you don't know that, you're going to miss that everything that he does or doesn't do is a way of saying, I love you and you matter to me. Okay? If you take that on, where to come from, it'll change everything you say. If you come from the perspective that he's innocent, that you locate his innocence, that you give him the benefit of the doubt, you know what I'm saying? If you take the case that he's on your side, he's not against you, and you talk to him from there versus questioning him, you're going to get a different man. You'll get a different son. You'll get a different father. You'll get a different business associate. You'll get a whole different experience. Because you, my friend, you, sis, are the power. You're the power, mama. It's all you, girl. It's all you, all day, every day. It is never him. It's always you. And that's a good thing. That's a good thing. It's a great thing that is us. Okay? So just know that I'm going to stop now. I'm not going to talk you long. But my prayer is that you can hear this word. Okay? This life-giving word, this life-affirming word. Okay? Because it's going to make the difference in generational wealth. It's going to make the difference in healing us as a community. It's going to make a difference in who we are in the world. It's going to transform how the world sees and relates to us, because we're doing it first. We're doing it first. We're not insisting he do it. We're doing it. And because he loves us, I'm just saying. Okay, girl, I'm out of here. I love you with my whole heart. If you're fed by this word, this life-giving word, this life-affirming word, please pay it forward. Please pay it forward. Please share this video. There's no one out here in these social media streets talking about what I'm talking about. And just sister, just so you know, look, girl, you are God wrapped in flesh. You are the Alpha and the Omega, the beginning and the end. You are the head and not the tail. You are the righteousness of God. You are everything that ever was and ever will be. You are what we have been waiting for. You are the answer to millions and millions of people's prayers, and you are his reason. You are his reason. If you're his daughter, you are his reason. If you're his lover, you are his reason. If you're his sister, you are his reason. And you have got to get that in your bones. I don't give a fuck what white supremacy said. I don't care about them. They don't count to me. I'm tired of them running us. You have to claim your own thing, sis. You got to claim your power. Because they'll have us believe that we're all crazy, and we're not. Black men are not the enemy. White supremacy is. I'm not going to be used no more. White supremacy ain't using me. Fuck them. I get like this about that. My point is, sis, you are the way, the truth, and the light. And there's nothing he will not do for you when he has the experience of being seen and being safe. That's all he needs. He can handle the rest. If you can see him and create a sufficient safe space for him to see himself, he'll become things he never knew he could be. He will live into who you say he is. You can cast vision and have it take root if you know who you are, if you know your power as a Black woman. If you don't know your power, you'll keep deferring to society's standards, and it's not accounting for his experience. So it starts with us. It starts with us. You can't talk to me about generational wealth if you're not willing to do it with your family. And he's family. Okay? So I love you, sis. I love you, bro. I love you, fam. I love you, allies. Please share this video. I'm gonna go. I'm not gonna talk you long. Let me hear from you. And I'm very happy. This the Black man who loves me, the benefit. I'm healing in ways I didn't know I could. I love y'all. Take care. Please share this video. Goodbye.